This is James Lupton for Round 8 Boxing, sponsored by Upton Clan Builders, and I'm delighted to join with Eli Frankham. Eli, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate.
Good
All good, how
stuff.
are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you, mate. Very good. Eli, take us back to the beginning a little bit. Talk about your start in boxing.
Yeah, about 22 years ago now, I boxed. Just went in the gym, little fat kid in the gym. Little transition over from football, doing both side by side. Wasn't great at the start. Just done it. I done it more because my dad wanted me to do it. And then from there, just got a little bit better each sort of like year. And then, sorry about that. Got better each year, and then yeah, had a good amateur career really. But I won a couple of national titles, won Europeans as a schoolboy, and then yeah, built a good reputation for a small town. Like not really fighters come out of this town, done much out of it. Um, yeah, so yeah, it was all right. That was the start of the career anyway.
How did you find the amateur career? See, successful? Did you enjoy winning, being a champion?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Like I said, at the start, I done it for my dad's sake, and then started getting better at it. I suppose when if you're not very good at something, it's hard to enjoy it. And then yeah, but then it got tough. I had a tough sort of training regime with my dad, and I was doing football as well. So then one day I had to pick, and then yeah, so I chose boxing. I just fell in love with more with the boxing, and didn't fall out of love with football because I always loved football, but the boxing sort of was more appealing. I was better at it probably, and just um, from then just went on just because I was winning things at a higher level as well and getting noticed and stuff, and then I was going to different countries and representing my country. So yeah, it was sort of like I was probably destined to probably do better than what I did do. Um, because when I got a bit older, then I stopped boxing. Come out of it, I only had a few senior fights. So maybe a lot of people expected me to probably go on and make that Olympic podium, maybe, or try and do something in the World Games or something along them lines. But from reasons just didn't happen. But
Is there any regret looking back now at that you didn't do better or fight more as a senior?
in not now, no. I suppose in moments we always have a little regret. I always try and say you should never always do what you want to do and never regret anything. Try and do stuff that you didn't like you probably thought you couldn't do, so you never have regrets. And in little moments, I think we all have regrets, don't we? Like in moments I've probably thought, oh, what if I'd have done this? What if I'd have done that? But I also thought that as a kid, I thought so I played football at a high level. Um, I missed to go get scouted for Chelsea once, and I remember thinking, Carl, if I'd have done that, what if I could have been? I regret not going to that game because my mum got the dates wrong. I could have played playing for them, but then I wouldn't have never made it in boxing, and I wouldn't have gone on to do what I've done. And now I have these little things now, like with the opportunities that have come to me now. I've had a few bad things happen to me, and in them moments, you think, well, I regret not taking this opportunity, or if I'd have done this different, maybe I'd have been on a better path. I'd have been more successful earlier. But then I think everything happens for a reason, and then I might not be in the position I'm in now. And even now, like even as late as months ago, weeks ago, and last year, year before, and stuff, things still haven't gone according to plan by all means. But I've been on a long, hard journey, and then opportunities come about. So if this, I wasn't on this long, hard journey that hasn't gone like great. This great opportunity wouldn't come from it. I don't think.
Obviously, a big opportunity for your next fight. I'll come on to that in a moment. I just want to talk first of all about fighting under the Beaver banner. It's more, what's it, not as much of a traditional route as the British Boxing Border Control route.
Yeah.
What led to that choice?
Plain and simple, mate. I got in trouble with the police, and I had two choices. So I got released from prison in June 2023, and that was the second time. So I suppose a lot of people probably thought I've heard this before. Like I'm coming out, I'm getting made in the game, did like I did before, trained hard, and it all lasted like a matter of months, and then I got back in trouble, and then history sort of repeated itself. But I was so stubborn. Like my kids are now older, like and I was getting older, and I thought, you know what, something's got to like just this is it, basically, it's shit or bust. And sorry for my language, but that that's all it was. And I always know that, like in my head, sometimes I had tough times. I don't think I'm the best at everything in the world, but I was destined for more than what path I was on. Like I know that I was born to be here for a certain reason, and I do believe that I can mix it with like people at a good level. So I came out like, and everyone must have just thought you're 30 now, like you're getting on, you're basically finished. And a lot of people close to me sort of tried to sort of say, try a different career, try something else, get a job. Because I've always just worked for myself or family, or try something else. And I just said, no, I'm fighting. I come out, couldn't get a license. I've done a couple of unlicensed fights, which I never thought I'd do, but I just jumped on the unlicensed scene, had a couple of fights. I then got introduced to Bieber, and then I've just never looked back. To be fair, never looked back. They've treated me with the utmost respect. They look after me. Um, Never questioned me being in trouble with the police. Like, obviously asked what happened and stuff and why I was in trouble, but the British Border Control wouldn't even acknowledge me. And I'm still on probation. Like now, like, I've been out of prison 2 years. I've got a job, full time job for the last 2 years. Knuckle down. I'm a family man. Just crack on. I work, sleep, eat, boxing, training. Everything I do is just to just improve and get to that level where I think I belong at. To be fair.
Obviously, the shot you got next is Michael Hunter. How out of the blue was this for you?
Yeah, listen, it's really out of the blue. And my phone has gone mad for the last 3 or 4 days since it got announced. I've actually got a fight next week.
Mm.
That's been long in the planning, and I wouldn't take away from that fight purely because obviously names and fights get offered and drawn around all the time. So I kept that fight in place, which I think will be a good set for a really good 13-0, 13 knockouts, unbeaten fighter. So I know I can go do the business with him next weekend, and that'll set me in good rhythm to carry on winning. And yeah, to answer your question though, William Story I got introduced to William Story through the president of Bieber through Rio 8, 9, 10 months ago probably. And he did always say to me that I had one fight last December, and I heard about it, and it's a bit of a rubbish first round win. And he said, "I'm going to do a show. I'm going to do a show." Obviously, he's a very businessman, got businesses and all the rest of it. So he didn't put any dates on it. He just said hopefully later on in the year. So I've jumped on some other shows. Me and William have stayed in contact the whole time, but there's no particular dates. And then he got hold of me sort of weeks and weeks ago and said, "Look, looking at doing something in December." So I said, "Yeah, no worries." But I just love to fight and I have to stay busy. So I was never given any names, never given any dates. And then he contacted me a few weeks ago and was like, "Look, how would you like to be like chief support to Michael Hunter in December, your call?" I said, I was buzzing. I was absolutely buzzing. I like to keep things sort of like chill out and that, but I was buzzing. I come home, told the family, I was like, God, this is unbelievable. What an opportunity. I said, to box on that man's show, like, because I respect Michael Hunter and I look up to him. What he's done in boxing. A lot of people say he's probably underachieved or where he's been inactive and he might be poorly managed. I don't know the ins and outs of Michael's story because we've all got like stories that no one knows about. So for whatever reason, he hasn't been as active as he could be, and probably fell short of what the marker where he probably could have got to. Um, but yeah, that was in itself. I felt so honoured, and thought, yeah, that's me, lovely. So then, a few days or a week goes by. William rings me back and says, just at the minute, just sort of like putting the feelers out there, sort of like not really getting Michael on an opponent. And I just said to him, well, I'll fight Michael. I'll fight Michael. Not a problem. Like, don't need to look for an opponent because there's one right on the phone. So he said, well, that was going to be the next question. Like, would you? And I said, yeah, not a problem. Don't worry about next year, mate. I'll do it this year. I'll do it on the December show. We'll get it done. See what you can get sorted out. And then that's that. Yeah. So it was a bit out of the blue, but I jumped at the chance. I didn't ask how much, didn't ask how many amount. I said, yes, 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 yes. And then, yeah, the rest is history.
Obviously, you said your phone's not stopped blowing up since that fight come out.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't surprise me, to be fair.
yeah,
But also on the flip side, it's not always going to be positive either. There's a lot of backlash on that fight and on that show, and people
yeah,
saying, you mentioned it, is Michael been, poorly managed? And you've got to look at it that way and potentially say he might well have been because a few
yeah,
weeks back he's in talks with Pulev for a WBO title, and a few weeks later he's fighting Eli Frankham. And no
Yeah,
disrespect to you, Eli,
yeah, mate.
but
Mate. When it comes to that, I am completely. I'm a nobody. I am a nobody. Because I've not excelled in my career where I could get to, and I've not boxed at anywhere near that level. I've not boxed at any level as a professional. Um, so it's to have the opportunity. I'm grateful, mate. Honestly, I'm just humble and grateful about it. Like I'm not here saying like yeah. Like I'm grateful that William made it happen. William's obviously worked some magic to make Michael want to take this opportunity. Michael might even be looking at it as just a nice tune-up fight for him to get me a nice easy fight with me to then get him into the um, back into the world contending for WBA or whatever it is. I mean, realistically, fight Pula for WBA, it makes no sense why he's done what he's done. Only Michael can tell you that. I don't know because I know what I'd be doing, but that's because I want hard fights and I want to fight the best. Is he seeing me as just a nice little easy warm-up fight? Then that's down to Michael. But I can guarantee one thing now: I will be putting it all over him on December the 5th. No, I'm not going in there with any other game plan than to beat him, and that's it.
I mean, for you, it's a win-win. You know, even if you
Well,
lose the fight, you've lost to someone who's knocked out Martin Bakoli and fought Alexander Usyk.
yeah, but I listen. A few people have said that to me, and I don't even want to think about losing, mate. I'm going in there with that winning mentality, and then that's it. Take every round as it comes. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I want to do. And he might catch me with a shot, and then the game plan, like Mike Tyson says, all goes out the window. But I'll have a few different things up my sleeve for Michael, and I hope he has me as well. I hope this motivates him. I hope he thinks, let's go there and put on a good performance in England and show the English crowd what I can do and get him back in. And I hope he brings his best, and then that'll bring the best out of me. Yeah, don't want him coming deflated and just trying to go. And then, do you know what I mean? Because then all I'm going to hear is I only beat Michael Hunter when he couldn't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? End of the day, I can only beat who's in front of me, and I've took the fight when no one else really wanted to take it. So yeah, I can only do what I can do. Listen. I don't really take notice of much what I see on. I got sent a few. I'm not even on Twitter, but I got sent a couple of tweets what people have said, and what they say is right. I don't. I'm not bothered. Like they're right what they're saying. I'm an 8-0, 32. I'm 32 now. I'm 32-year-old. Like on paper, I've been in trouble with it. Like I probably don't deserve any. I don't know. I probably don't deserve the chat. But if you on paper, but if you see my life, how what I've been through and what I've done and where I've came from, then like I knuckle down on a graft every day. Even when I was like, do you know what I mean? Even when I went, I've graft and graft and graft. All I do is train and work, train and work. Um, and that's what my life's been. So yeah, like do you know what I mean? I've lost 7.5 stone. I was 22 stone overweight, hence the name Fat Boy, where that came from. I got all my weight off. I just stuck it out and I chipped away. When everyone told me to quit, do boxing, finish with it. You're not fighting on shows. You're not fighting on the right shows. You're not getting the right opponents. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And listen, sometimes it's been hard. Like I get up really early in the morning. I train. I commute to work an hour and a half. I work all day. I then train after work. I then drive an hour and a half home. So I leave early in the morning. The kids are in bed. I get back late at night. The kids are in bed, and see them on a weekend. Like it's not fair on them. Do you know what I mean? But bigger picture, long term, it's for them. Do you know what I mean? So people that know me know I deserve this chance. 100%. On the wider picture, bigger picture, people that don't know me probably think, how's he got this chance? But I'll prove to them why I've got the chance. Come fight night.
Obviously, you've mentioned the sacrifices that you've made and that you continue to make. How much would a victory mean to you winning in December?
Mate, I wouldn't know what to do if I'm going to beat him. I don't know what I'm going to do. It just sets up so much. Like, I mean, things are even getting spoken about next year. I don't even want to think about next year. Like, I've got to talk about the Michael Hunter thing because I've got a job to do this Saturday as well. So I'm not even looking past that, to be honest with you. But um, yeah, I mean, I've already got offers for next year, February, March, this deal, that deal, and do you know what? They don't even want to look at it because I've got a job to do with Michael Hunter. But I know when I beat Michael Hunter, I know the phone's going to keep going, and then it's just going to be a case of who do I want? Do you know what I mean? And that's only deservingly so. Obviously, I've got to still earn my stripes at that level. So I'm not naive, and I'm not going to say, oh, well, then I deserve a shot at number one, and I still have to go and fight and do the rounds because everyone else has had to do it. I've been doing it. I've been doing it behind closed doors, and I've been doing it like yeah, away from off the scene. Do you know what I mean? I've still been grafting, I've still been doing it, but I've just not been doing it at an elite level where it's there in the visual for everyone to see and it's on TV. But trust me, I still graft as hard as anyone every day. So yeah, it mean the world to me. It's just what yeah, like you say, it's a win-win. But getting in, me walking out on in your call on December 5th is a moment where I think, right, this is what I dreamt of. Then I've got to go to work and then make it a reality. So yeah,
Definitely. Just going back to the question about Bieber and obviously the British Border Control won't give you a license, they wouldn't acknowledge a victory against Michael Hunter. Do you think that's got to open the eyes of the British board, or can you get to where you want to get to with a Bieber license or an international license?
it's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, I'm on probation until February or March. So I had quite a long license, a 2.5 years license, which is so another few months or 5 months, whatever it is. Um, I've been asked that question a lot of times, and I kept saying when it's up in February, I'll apply February or March, and then that'll go to June before I probably even get an answer June or July. And I think to myself, do you know what? When I was trying to change my life and do better, and you didn't want me, you wouldn't even help me. So do you know what? Yeah, basically, I can't even. I'm not going to say what I probably. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to even go for a British Border Control license. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I'm happy with Bieber, and I think I can fight abroad and stuff, and still win certain various titles like WBA titles with Bieber license. So that'll be the route I'll go. I don't know what they can give me or offer me. What would make me change my mind? Well, I know there isn't. So
Yeah, absolutely. And just finally, obviously, looking ahead, I know you're looking past this Saturday, and then obviously got Michael Hunter. But what are you hoping for, say, end of next year, end of 2026? Where do you want to see yourself?
I'd love talking about dreams again, but I'd love to sort of be able to say, right, I've beat Michael Hunter. I've then beat various other names. I'm not one of these who want to fight every 3 or 4 months. I'll still happily, even in hard fights, go out every 2 months. If I can get the right fights and get on the right shows. And I'd love to be sort of like, I don't know, 15, 16 and 0, and then really, really, trying to get myself a WBA shot with whoever's who holds the title at the time. But yeah, maybe pick up a WBA version on the way, intercontinental, international, whatever they call them, and then now give me my shot. Yeah, so that'd be where I'd want to be. To be fair, if
Absolutely.
not, then I'd want to be at a case where I'm at least fighting for it or in the. So I know where I am. I just want to test myself. So what do I want to do? I just want to prove that the last 22 years of my life has been worth something. Um, yeah, and I'd love to just give that back to the people that helped me all that time.
You said to prove that. Do you feel like you've got anything to prove to yourself or to that young boy who is the junior amateur winning these championships?
Yeah, and I'd love to prove it to my dad because I lost my dad when I was 14, and he was my trainer, and he was why I done boxing, and I'd love to just say, yeah, we did it. Do you know what I mean? So that'd be a big thing for me, a real big thing.
Absolutely. Eli, thank you very much for your time, mate. Really appreciate it. And best of
No,
luck
thank
this
you for
weekend
having me.
and for December as well, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
No worries, anytime. Time, mate.